Okay, so to connect the SR700 with Artisan, there's a few things you'll need to install. First, you'll need Python. I'll be using Python 3.5.3, which I'll be downloading from this page. I'll leave these links in the description down below. So we're going to do this one. So we'll download that, and then we'll install that. So we'll go ahead and install this. Okay, that was installed. Close this. Now the next thing that we'll need will be the Git for Windows, which we can go to this page, and that will automatically start downloading. Again, I'll leave this link in the description. So there, we've downloaded the Git. So now we can go to our downloads here, install Git. And I'm just leaving all the default options on this. And now I have Git installed. The third thing that I need, of course, will be Artisan. So we'll go ahead and download Artisan here, which will be the Windows, which this is going to be in a zip. So once again, go to my downloads, and I'm not sure if I need to extract this. We'll try running this without extracting. We'll just do the extract all. There we go. Now I can install this. And I'm leaving the default C drive. If you change that, you'll probably have some problems setting this up. So there, I've got the requirements installed, and now I can go ahead and start setting this up, and also install the server that will connect to the SR700 roaster. Okay, now that I have Artisan installed and Python and GitHub installed, I can install the SR700 Artisan PD server, which will connect the SR700 with Artisan. And since we're in Windows, we're going to do the Windows commands here. So to do these, you'll want to start a PowerShell, Windows PowerShell, which we can go in here and go to Windows PowerShell, and we'll start Windows PowerShell. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a directory in C drive, and I'm just going to call it SR700, and then we'll go into that directory. Nothing there, and we'll install the PD server there. And to do that, you can just copy and paste the commands here. That is getting the server. If I do a dir there, you can see it created a directory for that, and we'll change directories into that. And we will go ahead and install the requirements, which they're already installed on this particular computer here. And once the requirements are installed, now I need to install the Windows, but that needs to be run as administrator. To run that as administrator, what you can do is you can go into your Windows PowerShell here. Where's the PowerShell? And we'll right click it, which will bring this up, and we can do run as administrator, which will allow me to run this as administrator, and I'll have to go into that directory. Go to now that we're in that directory and I'm running as administrator, now I can install the commands. This will install the commands into Artisan so that when you're running Artisan, it will be able to actually see the commands. And there we go. Those are copied in there. And for the next part, we will hook up the camera and I'll show you. We'll need to hook up the coffee roaster itself. See if we can get this going. So let me set that up and I'll be right back. So I have my coffee roaster hooked up here and I'm in the directory here. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that it's communicating. So what I can do is I can go into these tests here. And in this test there's a COM test, and what we want to do is do a Python and comtest.py. Run that, and I can see that it is connecting, and I should have 0.2 minutes and a 9 on the roaster while it's running that, and it's gonna finish like that and then it'll go back to blank. So I know that I'm connecting to the roaster, so now I can go back into the directory here and I can run this command right here. And that's going to start our server. Now that I have the coffee roaster connected and the server started, I can start up my Artisan. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to load the configuration. I'm going to go into Help, Load Settings, and we're going to go into the C drive in the SR700 directory, and then where I got the SR700 Artisan PD server, and then go into Settings, and then going to select the Windows. I'm going to open that, and that should have my settings programmed in there. So if I turn this on, like so, I should actually get a 150 right here in the temperature. And if we look on the roaster over here, we should be able to, if I change the fan, which this slider on the right is the fan, top left is the timer, bottom left is the temperature. So if I slide this slider up for the fan up to, say, 50, it's going to pop up a window and send that command. And we got a 5 on the roaster there. Not sure if we can see that. See the 5 on there. Now the other thing that I want to do, well, what I can do also is if I change the timer and I run this up to 2.2 minutes, it'll pop up a window there. Eventually I'm going to get rid of these pop-up windows, but in this first version there, it's going to do the pop-up window. But there we got the, here I'll show that again, where you can see the, alright, you can see the roaster there. So if I change the timer again to 4.5 minutes, pops up the window, and then we should see the, there, got 4.5 minutes on the roaster. So the other thing that I can do to test this out is we'll go back here, we'll go into the config and alarms, and I'm going to load SR700, SR700 PD server, and in the alarms I have a test, the Windows, test SR700 Windows, this one. I'll open that one, do OK. I'm actually going to shut this back off before I start this. So it's turned back off.
And the way this works is I do an on, and it's going to turn this software, the Artisan, on. I got my 150 degrees, so I know that it's getting a temperature there. Now if I hit the start button, it's going to send an initial time. It's also going to give you these buttons on the bottom, and we're setting the fan speed to an 8 there. It's all doing this automatically, setting the temperature to 250 there. And it is setting the timer to 19 seconds. So now that those are set, we can see that Artisan is actually like plotting a graph there. And if I go ahead and I hit the charge, it's actually going to run the roaster. It's going to start up here. There it's sending the roaster charge. And there starts the roaster. And it is setting a time in there. And it's setting a new fan speed. And it is setting a temperature. So put it into cooling. And you can see that it's plotting the temperature there. And there, it shut off. From here, I could load in my French roast into the alarms. Basically, recipes will be done from the alarms. Let me shut this off, and do a reset. You can save these profiles if you want. Just gonna discard. But I could go in here into the config again, alarms, load my French roast windows, and this should run French roast. If I basically do the same thing, you do the on, then you click the start, and wait for it to send the initial temperature, time, and fan speed. And once those are set, then you can click the charge and start your roast. That's basically how I've set that up. So I'm not going to do a roast right now. I just mainly wanted to show how to connect the SR700 roaster with Artisan. It's Artisan 1.0.0 on Windows. It's actually Windows 10. So thanks, good luck, happy roasting. Thank you for watching.